Hey, so I wanted to get on here. I wanted to look better and have a perfect time to do this, but I don't have that time. I can never find the time to look good and a place to do it. So I have a fan over here that is blowing because it's hot in here. I'm in Central Texas, and so sorry for the fan. So this is my story on being diagnosed with cervical cancer. I have notes down here, and I just wanted to put it out there. There's not a lot of people that tell their cervical cancer story or the way they got their diagnosis. So here goes. So 10 years ago, I was 29. And so, I have a dog here that keeps trying to get under my blanket. Stop. So in 2012, I started dating my now husband, and I went to go get a pap smear because we were just dating. We didn't want children at the time. At the time, my kids were 11 and 12, I think. So I went to the doctor to get a pap smear to talk about birth control. Didn't end up getting birth control, but found out I had SIN3 dysplasia, high severe dysplasia. So I went and had to get a colposcopy done. And with that colposcopy, it still said I had high-grade dysplasia. So I ended up getting a LEEP done. A LEEP is where they burn the top part of your cervix. They burn the top part of your cervix and get the abnormal cells off your cervix. So I was supposed to go back. I was supposed to go back in like 6 months and get a pap smear, but I never did. And that was basically to see if they had gotten all the cells, and if they hadn't, then they would have gone through different measures. I never went back. Fast forward 10 years from there, me and my husband decided that we wanted to have children. And I needed to see it. Now I'm 38, and I needed to see if I could, actually I was 37 at the time. I needed to see if I was still able to have children, if I was ovulating the way I was supposed to, and things like that. So I get a pap smear done, and it's still saying high-grade dysplasia. End up getting a colposcopy, and they're saying it's still high-grade dysplasia. You need to come in and possibly get another LEEP. I don't come back in. I don't get checked. I wait a whole year because life happens, work happens. I've just gotten a new job. I was trying to stay working and all that. So I wait till February of this year, 2020. I go in for my yearly checkup, and still showing high-grade dysplasia. Do a colposcopy. The colposcopy doesn't show that, or I did a pap smear. The pap smear showed that my cervix was clear. So the LEEP worked. So I had to get a biopsy of the inside of my cervix. So I had to have an endocervical biopsy done, which hurts very much. And if y'all want to know details of that, I can tell you later. This is just details of my diagnosis. So I get that back, and it's very high-grade dysplasia, and I'm needing to get a cone biopsy. So I was supposed to be scheduled to get my cone biopsy in April. As everyone knows, it's COVID season. So COVID-19 happens, and my cone biopsy gets pushed back because they're not doing any surgeries at the time. So I don't get my cone biopsy until July, beginning of July 2020. And it comes back as cervical cancer. The cervical cancer that I have is microscopic, so it's only seen under the microscope. And so now I'm awaiting surgery to get a hysterectomy. So here's my story. If it's not long enough, I apologize. If you want to know details, I'll tell more details. If you want me to go into bigger details, I will. But I'm trying to document everything that is going on with my body, cervical cancer, and things like that, because there's not very many people out there speaking about their cervical cancer and how they went about it, what's happening, and things like that at the time that it's happening. A lot of people waited years to talk about it, and so I'm ready to talk about it. I was very upset for a long amount of time because, as you know, me and my husband we were trying for a baby because he doesn't have any biological children of his own, and that's not going to happen now. But because people make it seem like this is such a common thing that happens, and I'm a bit upset about that. I'm upset that it's a common thing for women to have to get a hysterectomy or to have cervical cancer and it just gets pushed under the rug. It's not made to be a big deal because a lot of women get it. If you look around, you see a bunch of pink ribbons everywhere for breast cancer, but you don't see a bunch of teal ribbons everywhere for cervical cancer. You don't see the ribbons for ovarian cancer. You don't see anybody talking about prostate cancer and things like that. So I wanted to put it out there of what's going on with me, and maybe somebody else can relate. So I'm 3 weeks out, almost 4 weeks out. Actually, that'll be 4 weeks tomorrow that I had my cone biopsy done. They like to wait 6 weeks before they do a hysterectomy because they want to make sure that where the cone biopsy was taking out of your cervix is healed before they go in and do a hysterectomy. So I have to wait at least 2 more weeks. My doctor wanted to see me 3 weeks after my cone biopsy, but unfortunately, because of coronavirus, I am having to wait, and he is booked out for at least 6 weeks. So if everything goes as planned, I will be getting a hysterectomy in October, beginning of October. Hopefully everything doesn't go as planned and I can get this done before, only because knowing that you have cancer in your body, you really want to get it out. And also, when you finally decided, like when you finally come to realization that this is what's going to happen, you're ready to get it done and stop fussing about it. So, present day is July 29th, and I am still awaiting my doctor to see if he's trying to schedule this appointment, this hysterectomy, before 6 weeks out, before October. Hopefully. He's the only one that could change his schedule up for surgeries or not, and so I'm waiting for him to get back with me. So I'm going to keep everyone updated on everything that's going on. It's supposed to be a vaginal hysterectomy, as far as I know, and I should only have to stay in the hospital for 1 night and then go home. The healing time is only supposed to be 4 weeks instead of 6 weeks, so I am looking forward to that. So I have to get FMLA work done. I have to get short-term disability figured out and all that stuff. All the fun logistics of the whole situation and the payment of the surgery. So I'm going to try to keep everyone updated. There's a reason why I wanted to do this story, because there's not a lot of stories out there. So I'm going to stop repeating myself. And here goes my cervical cancer / hysterectomy journey. So if y'all want to follow along, subscribe, and here we go. Thank you. Bye.